quick hits instead.
Let's go, Gab.
This was way back on Monday, but also way shocking, at least to me. Manchester United, maybe not to you, Jules. Manchester United get thumped 4-0 away by Crystal Palace. Jules, are you going to be mean about Erik ten Hag again? Or are you going to give him a pass because he had a dozen or so players unavailable?
They were a shambles. They were really shambolic. Their medical staff is a shambles. Their list of injury players is a shambles. Ten Hag is a shambles. Everything is so bad at that club. I think it's one of the worst coach team in the Premier League, even with their starting lineup, even with their subs. I do not care. When you see some of their individual performance of that game on Monday, but also collectively as a unit of everything not to do, they did. In a game where Palace were good, obviously, Eze, Olise, Mateta, especially the front three, which we mentioned on Monday on the show, just destroy them completely. It's embarrassing if you're United.
You're not even having a go at Casemiro.
Casemiro he's not a centre-back, doesn't want to play there. So already, I don't think it would be a good job in his own position, let alone in a position where he doesn't want to play in and doesn't want to be there.
But
so yeah, of course he was bad, but
if you analyze, you will see. Yeah, okay.
I mean, there's no way they can keep him. There's no way they're going to finish the lowest they've ever finished in the Premier League history. Like, come on.
Good transition for the next question.
Yeah, and our colleague Rob Dawson, Gab, reports that Manchester United won't rush any decision on Ten Hag's future and that they will make a decision after the FA Cup final on May 25th. I mean, it's good because by then they might not have won another single game this season. So.
Yeah, and they have a pretty tricky run-in too.
Yeah, well. Arsenal on Sunday, for example.
Yeah, look, frankly, I think you should. You want to call it rushing into it. You should have a decision now. You should make a decision. It cannot depend on the last 3 games of the season, the FA Cup final. It should never depend on results at the end. It should depend, how do you assess the situation? How much are the injuries a mitigating factor? Can you get somebody better than Ten Hag? And whatever else. If they're just sitting there with their, with their buttocks covering their hands and saying, well, we don't want to make any noise to destabilize Ten Hag. We're not going to talk to other people because it's going to get out. I don't know. I think Ten Hag is a grown-up. Yeah. I would just be honest with him and say, listen, we haven't decided yet if we're going to keep you, but we're going to talk to other people, and then you may be back. And if you don't like it, stuff it. You got a contract. Yeah. Works both ways. The Times report that Ange Postecoglou wants a new striker, a new center back, and a new midfielder. In addition to all the players like Højbjerg and stuff who we know they're going to try to get rid of. Yeah. He's even willing to sacrifice Yves Bissouma and Richarlison, if necessary, if they need to raise funds, to pay for a new striker, center back, and midfielder. Are you on board with those 3 positions?
Yeah, I mean, the other day on the FC show we discussed it, and I thought that's probably where certainly striker and midfielder, and I thought probably 2, even maybe 3 midfielders. He would want centre back. No, but centre back, you've got Romero, Van der Ven, Draguzin. You've already bought 2.
You just bought, yeah.
Yeah, Draguzin in January, Van der Ven last summer.
You don't need. I don't understand. That really surprised me. What
yeah,
you need another guy?
A 4th one, maybe with a different profile. But again, it looked like you've got all different profiles already in the 3 very good ones that you have. Maybe you need a 4th. In midfield, and we mentioned the incident in the Chelsea game where he was telling his players to play forwards. Right. Clearly aimed at his midfielders and clearly aimed at probably Bissouma and Sarr. Yeah, I can see why. For Richarlison, he clearly had an impact when he came on in the Liverpool game, and maybe as an impact sub is good, but they definitely need a number 9. Kane hasn't been replaced. They signed Werner on loan in January and Brendan Johnson in the summer to kind of replace Kane in a way, which is not enough. So yeah, for 9, no problem. In midfield, I think as well. Centre back, I'm like you, I'm not too sure. And more from the Times, Gabby, as well, who said that Chelsea will have a difficult time complying with the UEFA's football earning rules, so like their financial fair play.
It's a new version of financial fair play, yeah.
How bad is it for Chelsea, Gabby?
So the rules say you're allowed to lose 40 million over 2 seasons. They lost close to 100 million last year. Now, some of that doesn't count because it's not included in the calculations, but that's last year alone. This year, of course, they don't have any Champions League income. They think that they squeezed through the Premier League rules because of that sale of the hotel for the 2 hotels for 78 million. But that deal is being scrutinized by the Premier League, and it's going to be scrutinized by UEFA as well. Is it fair market value? Because it's with a related party. So it's on the bubble. I have a sense this might end up with a fine or a squad reduction if they are found to be in breach.
Nottingham Forest's appeal against their 4-point penalty has been rejected. Gav, will they still stay up?
Looking at this run-in, I think so, because they have Chelsea at home and then Burnley away. You don't want to. Burnley could be down by that point because
They go to Spurs.
they go to Spurs. Although, given the way Spurs have played
True,
of late,
true.
who knows? Look, I think it was kind of obvious that their appeal was going to be rejected when they laid out the first time why they rejected it. It's not like anything's changed since then. So, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think they're staying up. All right, enough Bayern and Real Madrid, Jules. We got to do this. We got to go. We got to talk about Paris
That's
Saint-Germain.
okay, my friend. That's okay.
We were both there, losing at home to Borussia Dortmund. I'm going to lay out the Luis Enrique case,
Yeah.
and then you can say, is he right, and does it hurt less as a result?
Yeah.
He came out and he said Paris Saint-Germain were more deserving over the two legs because they had a far higher XG. I think it was more than 3, and they hit the woodwork 4 times. Is he right?
Factually, he's right in terms of chances, and the expected goals is much higher than Dortmund over the two legs as well. If you don't take your chances at that level, you don't deserve to go through. If you gift an opposition a goal like they did on Tuesday, you don't deserve to go through. It's all it is. At some point, those games are decided on details, on how efficient you are in the two boxes, when you defend, when you attack. One team was very clinical, and they were a bit lucky. Yeah, of course, when you say 4 times in the same half, by the way, by your woodwork and your post, your crossbar, you ride your luck a little bit. But I think they've earned that right. Dortmund, they were again magnificent. I thought in terms of unity and playing with their heart and the way they defended. And PSG were far too predictable, so it was easier for them to defend. But if you can't take your chances at that level, you don't deserve to go through. It's simple as that.
I completely agree that, with your interpretation. I think his interpretation is completely wrong. And I would say I was disappointed in Luis Enrique in, he made a call by playing Gonzalo Ramos up front, center forward. I didn't think that worked out. I thought the first half, Paris Saint-Germain produced very little. And when you put out all your woodwork and XG and stuff like that, hey, that's great. How much of that came after Dortmund scored? And how much of that, you're two times hitting the woodwork. 2 of those are people just blasting the ball from 30 yards out. You will create more chances because you've got much better players. I don't even want to pretend to start playing a combined 11 game between these two, right? Because it would be 8-3, 9-2, whatever. Maybe more, actually. And yes, Beraldo makes a mistake and he's young and whatever. I think not just losing Hummels on the goal. I thought Beraldo was completely lackadaisical, as if he didn't understand the occasion on the night.
Well, like same against Barca in the first leg, to be fair. That's why he didn't start the second leg. But Marquinhos should never have given away that corner. It's an easy pass to Donnarumma, a pass that you and I would make. I don't understand how Marquinhos cannot make that pass and give away a corner that is then very well taken by Rose. Beraldo's mistake. When you think that a few minutes before, Zaire Emery has the chance, really the biggest chance of all, is the one that Zaire Emery puts on the post. He's an 18-year-old, and then Beraldo, 20-year-old, make the mistake a few minutes later, and this is it. The game is gone after that. The atmosphere in the ground was still amazing. But
it was remarkable.
But you could tell that there was just no way back, I thought.
Just a word in the atmosphere. It was remarkable, both from the traveling Dortmund fans and also Paris Saint-Germain, the Virage Autoi, kept it up throughout and then applauded the players afterwards.
Yeah, incredible.
Had I been in there, I might not have applauded Lucho. And I say this is a big Lucho fan. What I find remarkable here about Borussia Dortmund, and I wrote a column about this, which was kind of contrasting. This is like a John Hughes film, right? Where you've got the pretty girl who everybody wants, who in this case is Mbappe, sorry for being portrayed as a woman, and this group of misfits, freaks, unwanteds, rejects, which is basically Borussia Dortmund right now, right? Maatsen, unwanted by Chelsea. Sancho, unwanted by Manchester United. Sabitzer, unwanted by Bayern. That's why they're all there. And we can look at the reasons why. And yet all three play such a big role in this. And it goes further, right? Süle, Hummels, These are people who are there because their clubs didn't want them anymore because they said you're too rubbish or you're too old. Even Fulkrug, unwanted by everybody until he was 29 years old. I mean, this is a story, right? This to me means something. Adeyemi, the guy who didn't score for like 9 months, starts on one wing, and you have Sancho, who, if you listen to the United media, is like the devil incarnate. And these guys come through and make a difference. And this is part of the great story, I think, of why this sport is special. But to go back to Luis Enrique, I'm sorry, before that, but to go back to the pretty girl who everybody wanted, I was really disappointed in Kylian until the last half hour. And L'Equipe were even more disappointed. I don't like to talk about L'Equipe player ratings, people make too much a deal out of it. But 2 out of 10 for his last Champions League game with Paris Saint-Germain, presumably.
Yeah.
That's harsh, no?
Yeah, it is a bit harsh. Dembele had the 2 out of 10 because there was no end product in anything that he was trying to do. I don't know. I guess we saw Kylian after the game and he said, I should have done more. I didn't do enough. Almost saying that big players like him deliver usually those games, and he didn't. So in the end, he deserves, I think, what he got.
All right, Jules, just a few more minutes of discussing this.
But just on Kylian, at least he came out and said, it's on me.
He took ownership.
Lucho said it the same. I don't know if it's more on Luis Enrique, more on Mbappe. But the old saying that big games belong to big players, blah, blah, blah. But again, we saw Vini with Real Madrid, for example. I know he didn't win it directly because Joselu won it. But you see what I mean? I think for PSG to have gone through, even if all of them were not very good first leg or second leg, to be fair, as a team, they lacked intensity. I thought they lacked energy, a bit of creativity. Apart from Vitinha, who was outstanding in both games, it was really the only one that played at his level.
Little Vitinha was exceptional.
What a player. Incredible. But for Kylian, it will. And the thing is, 7 seasons will, and all we will probably remember, or not all of it, but most of it will be this semi-final, first leg, second leg, where you were so close to a final, which would have been a dream last game for him. And instead, it will be a massive failure.
I think we'll remember more than that. We'll probably also remember the final he failed to win.
True, but then again, he missed that big chance at 0-0, that shot that he aimed at Neuer, and then that was his chance as well to win that, or to at least make a big step toward winning it. So there's those key moments, especially in the Champions League, the semi-final against City, where he was not fair. The club is still saying that they're not too convinced he wasn't fair. So there's those moments, and unfortunately, they happened a lot in the Champions League.
So this is the first time I saw Mbappe in person, and when you watch on television, you often have a slightly different perspective. I get that with Deschamps in France and in the past, like, oh look, we've lost possession. Okay, Kylian, go stand between the center forwards, and we'll worry about defending, and we'll try to get the ball to use an outlet. I get that Deschamps does that because he's Deschamps, and he's done fine doing that. But I kind of thought, Lucho, you're here because you're Luis Enrique. You're here because we heard of this whole sort of more team-oriented situation and everything. And I was a bit surprised to the degree, especially in a game like this where you've got the adrenaline, the involvement. When Paris Saint-Germain stepped onto the pitch, they were a goal down, right, from the first leg. So it felt like for a lot of the game, he was playing within himself, even off the ball, even a run back to help Nuno Mendes or whatever. Something like that can also fire up and can also galvanize. And when the other guys, Dembele put in a shift defensively. Ramos, I thought, was kind of impalpable when he was out there. And I just thought that on the situations when Dortmund attacked, it took Paris Saint-Germain far longer than it should have to have won the ball back. I mean,
I think their pressing structure was not good. It was not good in the first leg when they had Dembele on Emre Can and Riasson on his own. I don't think it was good in the second leg where Emre Can was a lot on his own because they changed it. And you had Ramos, Dembele and Mbappe in that first line of pressing. They got it.
It's really just Ramos and Dembele in the first line of pressing.
Well, Kylian had to go onto one of the centre backs and Cobalt. But that's what Kylian does. I mean, on Monday in his press conference, Luis Enrique said everybody has to defend, even your best player. He didn't name Mbappe, but it was clearly like even Mbappe has to defend.
When I saw Schlotterbeck hit a couple diagonals, because he had all the time in the world, and it's obvious that if you look at that back line, who's the guy you're going to leave the ball to? It's going to be Schlotterbeck, right? It's not going to be Hummels because he can hit a pass certainly better than Schlotterbeck. Not that Schlotterbeck's terrible, but right. But obviously, right, Rierson can carry the ball, and I'm like, dude, there's two defenders. Mbappe, you're quick. At least if you're going to stand near them, like, shut it down. You know.
Mbappe can't shut down Schlotterbeck though, because that's not his position. That's Gonzalo Ramos's.
But that's not what was happening. But I looked, to me anyway, that Ramos was dropping off and they were pressing there, and he was being left.
Yeah, there was Emre Can to take in consideration as well. I was surprised because 1-0 down, and I think 1-0 down is an interesting deficit to have, really, just to finish quickly, because you could go all guns blazing, and maybe that's what PSG and Luis Enrique should have done. So you go literally 1v1 everywhere on the pitch. So you let Füllkrug directly with Beraldo or Marquinhos pushing to, so everybody has just a player. So there's no free player at all for Dortmund, but that's very risky, obviously, because if somebody's beaten, then
you have to be Atalanta away at Anfield to do that.
You know, but you know, City do it, Arsenal do it, but can you do it at that level? I don't know. But then the problem is, if you don't do that, it feels like you don't really put any much intensity in, and that's certainly the feeling that we had, and I think the whole stadium and everybody even watching on television had, is that PSG were not really going for it when they were a goal down after the first leg. Maybe because they didn't want to take too many risks at the start, but then when do you take the risk? When do you? I don't know. I thought that first half was good, but they haven't been good in first half this season. Against Real Sociedad at home, against Bayern Munich at home, away at Dortmund in that first leg. I mean, even in the group stages of the Champions League. So first halves is not theirs, but I think it's a massive opportunity missed, because this Dortmund team deserve credit. Edin Terzic is great, and he's a fan, and he's lovely story again, but they were there for the taking. They're not an amazing team really, and PSG over 2 games with a second leg in Paris, PSG should have beaten them.
You mentioned Terzic there. He is a good story. He's also somebody who was on the verge of getting sacked like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, who I think there's a strong case to make at the end of this season. You know, Dortmund are going to finish 5th, most likely. Yeah, they'll be in the Champions League, and they're in the Champions League final. But when you look at the job he's done this season, you look at what Dortmund have been, there's still a case. If you can get somebody better, it's time to move on, no? I mean, he's had a lot of time there.
Yeah, and they're not going to move him on. He's going to stay, surely.
Because they're going to make an emotional decision and go to the Champions League final.
Because in a way, he's shown his credentials in the Champions League, no? Really. There's a lot of good things from the group stage, from the first game in the group stage against Paris, where he messed it up, to be fair. But after that, he corrected everything. And they were good. They rode their luck a little bit in the Milan games, to be fair. But
in the first leg, I think. In the second leg, not so much.
Yeah. But certainly in Milan, where they were outplayed, outshot, out-expected, out everything, and they still managed to get a draw that helped them massively.
That was in Dortmund.
Yeah.
That was in Dortmund. In Milan, they won. But yeah. No, I take your point, but it's just...
The league is different.
But the league is what you measure, because you play against everybody else and you look for progress. And when I look at this, when I ask myself, all right, which of these players has improved? Which of these players, you know, obviously Daniel Malin wasn't there, whatever. You could argue he has improved this season, right? Adeyemi, with the run he had of not scoring and in and out. Sebastian Haller is obviously not in the picture. You take Sabitzer on loan. Sean is older. I'm thinking to myself, what are we building towards? You had 3 players on loan in that lineup. Okay, Maatsen you can hope to keep. Maybe you can even keep Sabitzer. Sancho, I don't know. But it just seems so patchwork, so haphazard. And this is the team, which is the second biggest team in Germany. So it's not all on Terzic. But look, I agree with you. I think he will stick around. But I think he needs to progress. Final point. I love this from Matt Hummels. he's like, well, after the group stage, everybody described us as the team that everyone wanted to play against.
Yeah.
So we're being kind because by staying in this competition, we give more teams the opportunity to play against us. I thought.
It's brilliant. I mean,
Nicely
his
done.
social media is really good. If you remember the Farmers League one after they qualified for the semi-final as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't whether it's
Such a
him
nice guy.
or whether he's got a guy doing it
Yeah,
for him
but
doesn't
still.
matter. But we're all team Hummels here.
Definitely.
I mean, I'm thrilled because finally the number 9 gets a little bit more credit, right, Alejandro?
Well, Kim's back in there, and I think he heads it out. I might be wrong. Somebody heads it out. When he tries to squeeze out, but he thinks he's playing Hostelu offside. He doesn't realise that actually he's keeping the guy who's probably not even in his vision, Tony Rudiger over there.
Yeah.
He's keeping him onside. He squeezed up, thinking, right, he's done. Hostler's done. He's offside, but that was second phase once this ball came in. So unfortunately for him, he played the key guy onside that played the ball across. Go back to the mistake from Manuel Neuer. It all comes about. Well, the mistake. That's not how the mistake comes about. But the fact that he's having to make a save comes about because it's 87.5 minutes, and he decides he's going to try and throw a risky ball.
Yes.
Out towards the left-hand channel. It gets cut out because he's floated one out. It gets cut out, and 10 seconds later, they're back on the edge of the box. So that was his first mistake that allowed them, Real Madrid, to get on the edge of the box. Then he had to obviously to make a save, which he clearly should have made. He's just a huge blunder, probably one of the biggest in his career when you look back at big games. At elite level games, he doesn't make many, and that is a big one tonight. So that again, that was a moment he didn't have to throw that ball out. When you look back at it, and the other side of it was when Tuchel, and this is do or die stuff. You make the changes and you see the game out, or you make them and you don't. I never felt when he made those defensive changes that they were desperate. I didn't.
No.
I didn't think Bayern were maybe there was one or two players in the forward area that were tired.
Real Madrid looked shocked, didn't they?
I didn't feel when they brought the third centre-back on and changed the shape, thus allowing Real Madrid even more possession because there's an extra defender back in there. In fact, I think in the commentary we were watching, which was the World Feed with Stuart Robson, said they had 6 at the back. So that allowed Real Madrid even more territory and possession. Yeah, there was more bodies back. But before he made that sub and they really retreated to the edge of the box, I never felt, looking at Real Madrid, it was a guarantee, and I never felt Bayern looked desperate. But he made those changes and they didn't work.
And what happens is that once he makes those changes, and now Real Madrid score the game-tying goal, they have nothing. They have nothing in the attack. They have nothing in the midfield. They have committed fully to we're going to see it out. We're going to win 1-0. Now that we're tied 1-1, the only scenario, not the most likely scenario, the only scenario was for Real Madrid to score a second one because Bayern Munich had nothing. They had nothing in order to be able to answer. Now, I'm guessing that he's making this choice because maybe he was concerned about the fact that every time that Vini Jr. grabbed the ball and he was isolated with Kimmich, it was a mismatch. It was a mismatch, certainly in the second half, but over the course of the night, it was a mismatch. And he's thinking, well, maybe we're going to get extra numbers here, and we're going to double up Vini, we're going to double up the other side, and we're going to close it down. But when you don't close it down, and you have taken all your playmakers, and you have taken all your creative players, and the guys that can actually put the foot on the ball and knock the ball around and relieve some pressure, once you've taken all of them off the field, what happens when you have to go chase a goal? You can't.
Well, Real Madrid,
I'm not quite in that camp of blaming the coach, by the way.
Right.
I mean, we've got, 10 minutes to go? And
15 when he brought Kemp on.
right, 15. So you've 15 minutes to go. You've basically been outplayed for most of the game. They're putting the pressure on you anyway. I mean, are you going to leave it as it is?
But I don't think that was the point. I don't think it was
get another goal.
I don't think it was batting down the hatches at that point. There was.
But they're running out of steam a little bit.
Yeah.
They're running out a little bit of steam, and you're going, okay. I'm going to blame the players here, because if they all did their job for that last 15 minutes properly, they would have won this game. Starting off with Neuer, throwing the ball out. What are you doing? Do what Pickford does, fall on the ground, everybody out. Go and challenge for the ball up the other end of the field. Goalkeepers can kick the ball the length of the field these days. Go and play the game up there. Again, don't throw it out. Don't drop it. Simple mistakes. I mean, stop the shot. The shot, for a start, we can blame Neuer for making a mistake, but when you've got that many bodies there, where were they all? When he comes inside and gets a shot off, he should never really see the goal. So I'm actually not too much against what Tuchel did. I'm more blaming the players.
I'm just saying
the experience they've got on the field.
And I'm not blaming a manager. I'm just saying managers make decisions. You're damned if you do. And we'd be sitting here going, why didn't he bring an extra defender on? You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. But what I'm saying is, he rolled his dice. He played his cards. That was his hand. He played it, and it never worked for him. But I got to give him a lot of credit in some sense in Bayern Munich, because we know Real Madrid. We've talked about them a lot this season covering La Liga. They've had some horrendous injury worries, particularly at the back. He's not really had the injury worries, Thomas Tuchel. He's just had worries.
Yeah.
He's just had worries and bad defence. I mean, Kim, who Jurgen knows very well, has been thus far a shadow of the player that was in Italy, right? He's brought in Dyer because Upamecano and De Ligt have been struggling. They end up partnering him with De Ligt. And then you've got a right-back at left-back because Davies has been out of form and has got contract issues. And Joshua Kimmich still wants to be a central midfielder. So when you look at all the things that he's had to deal with in this competition, the Bundesliga has not been good enough, but in this competition, you've got to say, actually, they did damn well to get where they got to. And actually, I thought Leimer and particularly Pavlovic, the youngster in midfield, along with Musiala, another youngster, I thought Pavlovic did a great job away at the Bernabeu for such a young, inexperienced guy. So a lot of positives, not really for Thomas Tuchel, because he's not going to be there, but just for the way Bayern handled themselves in this competition.
And the thing that they're going to regret, I believe, is the fact that in the second half, a couple of sequences in which they went on a counter and it's 4v2, it's 3v1. If they just make one correct pass, they're going to a goal and they're putting it away 2-0. When you're playing Real Madrid, when it's Santiago Bernabeu, when it's Champions League, and you don't make the right decisions in the right moments, eventually they're going to kill you. Eventually they're going to hurt you, and they did it once again.
Jurgen, just going back to those substitutions, you've had it with big games as a coach. What's it like the evening after you see your team eliminated in this manner? How much are you going over those changes, those tactical changes that you made?
Well, it's a discussion that you have certainly from, I would say, minute 60, 65 on with your staff on the bench. You know, so what should we do? Should we make some subs? What if this happens? What if that happens? Now, a game like this, obviously, you've got to think through even extra time. So if you make a sub now, then do you sub a player in that is a penalty taker in a penalty shootout? You know, or, you know, if you sub somebody out, you know, don't you sub them? So in terms of Harry Kane, obviously, you don't want to sub Harry Kane out, you know, if you go into a penalty shootout, because it's just a 99.9% guarantee for scoring the penalties. And these things go through your mind. But I think in this moment, he thought, I see it out. You know, I bring Kim Min-jae, you know, I make it 3 center backs, you know, have the full backs anyway, and drop another one in the back line, and you end up with 5-6. You know, defending now the results, you know. But the issue is, you know, as soon as Real Madrid is coming back into this game, and let it be 1-1 and let it go into extra time, then you played all your cards, as Greg said, rightfully so. You played your cards too early, and that kind of then holds you back. But the craziness of this game today, which was so intense and tiring in a certain way watching it, was that in the last moment of the game, actually Bayern Munich had the opportunity and scored this goal that was disallowed then by the linesman. And I was screaming at home because I was screaming and said, this is a clear goal. It's a clear goal. I mean, the linesman brings up the flag. He should have never brought up the flag. It's a clear goal, and this could or should have been actually the 2-2, as crazy as it sounds, you know. I mean, I totally agree with all of you that Real Madrid, you know, especially second half, was the better team and deserves it more, probably. But these kind of games, they are always on the wire. They are always just decided by small, tiny little things. Today's game was decided by Joselu, which, you know, came from nowhere, and now made himself a name in world football.
Let's talk about that incident in a little more detail, shall we? Obviously, there's a lot of complaints that the linesmen don't raise their flags enough in these tight situations. He's kind of dropped the ball there, hasn't he? Like, if you keep your flag down...
Well, I saw a few instances over the weekend again where assistants kept their flags down with players being 2 yards, a yard to 2 yards off. That's ludicrous.
Yeah.
And what we had here is, as you said, we had an assistant basically making a mistake, because the directive, as it has been for quite some time, is quite simple. If it's tight, you keep it down and you play on. Now, not a lot of people like that particular law, but it is what it is. So I don't think there's any debate that there's been a big mistake here. Whether he was actually offside or onside, I can't tell you. I don't have clarification. He looks slightly off, but angles are a bit can be a bit funny sometimes with the TV cameras. So a big mistake from the linesman, but what you going to do?
Well, we must also say that once...
Craig.
We get ready to rock and roll. It's Xabi Alonso de Rossi. The road to Dublin is just 90 minutes away, perhaps, for Bayer Leverkusen. But can Roma turn that around? They would need a couple of... For Xabi Alonso, tonight's referee Danny McKellier of the Netherlands, as Roma get us going, and the white going from right to left, the through ball from Angelino. There's a trip, a stumble from Pellegrini, Lukaku, and then back out to Spinazzola. He's playing on the left side of defence as he usually does. It might be a rejig for Roma this evening as Indica has the ball. Let's go to that 11. It's Roma in a 4-3-3. They are named. That might change. Just looking at the personnel they've got out there. Sevilla in goal for his 14th appearance in this competition. And it's well done by Hincapie there to shield the ball away from Cristante. Indica Mancini in the back line with Spinazzola and Angelino. Cristante, Paredes, Pellegrini across the middle. Up forward is Asmun, a former Bayer Leverkusen man. Stefan El Shaarawy on the left wing, and up forward Romelu Lukaku. And just having a look at the bench, it's a full stack bench there. Dybala is there, so is Tammy Abraham, Baldanzi, so they have a little bit of creativity there, well, a lot with Paulo Dybala, World Cup winner for Leverkusen, who have a goal kick. They will take this with their keeper Mate Kovar, Czech goalkeeper. He's a Europa League specialist this time, only played once in the Bundesliga. 4-2-3-1 with Frimpong on the right side, Hincapie on the left, Tar and Tapsoba, the central partnership in the middle, Xhaka, Palacios, the two pivots, Hoffman, Adli, Grimaldo behind Adam Plojek, and they're through here into the left half space. The square ball was there to be put home as Frimpong made the run. And somehow Roma put it to safety, and everyone on their feet here in the red and black. They're known as the Black and Reds, aren't they? Die Work Self, the company's 11. What a season it is. It's been scintillating football from Bayer, and that was Plozek squaring that up. Across came Spinazzola. It was tapped out by Angelino. He's playing at right back, so Spinazzola on the left. Roma defending a corner. This will come in from the left side for Bayer 04 to the near post. Good defending from Lukaku. And of course the home side in the mainly black strip with a bit of red put forward by Spinazzola, picked up by Frimpong. It's good work by Hoffman. Back to Frimpong and into the Bayer defensive half. They just need to play keep ball for this game. Of course, looking at their bench, Wirtz is there, also Schick, and some big talents. Boniface also there. Andrik. As a long ball comes, and that's pinpoint. Here's Lukaku into the middle. Needs to tap it home. Big save from Kovar. What a ball that was. Coming in from the left, it was 50, 55 yards, pinged forward from about the halfway line. And Lukaku, running straight down the middle of the pitch, was able to chest that down, and it was chested and just over hit off the chest. And that was onside as well, so Lorenzo Pellegrini with that ball got just past the penalty spot. Out come the keeper, made himself as big as he could, and Lukaku could have had a very early goal to put Roma back in this contest. 5 minutes in now, still 0-0 here. Leverkusen leading 2-0 on aggregate. And there is another semi-final happening this evening. That is in Bergamo at the Gevis Stadium. Atalanta hosting Marseille. At the moment, that is deadlocked. It's shockingly poor football under the special one. There's nothing special about Roma, I can tell you. They did win a trophy under him. They couldn't make Champions League. They should do it this time. It won't take winning the Europa League to get there. It's disappointing that they didn't win it against Sevilla, despite the brand of football they were playing. They did outplay Sevilla in that final. They took out Bayer Leverkusen on the way. Some head-to-heads. 7 previous to this. 2 wins for Leverkusen, 2 for Roma, 3 draws. Spinazzola working that line with Angelino. So in this particular circumstance, Roma with the ball, and Dicker back to Mancini on the halfway line. So they camped in the attacking half, Roma going from right to left. And Angelino and Spinazzola helping each other out on that right side. Back to Svila, who is a keeper that has been preferred by De Rossi over Rui Patricio. And let's see, he was beaten twice at the Olimpico last week. They drew 1-1 with the Juventus over the weekend. It was 3rd against 5th. Atalanta are in good form. And the pair actually play this Sunday. We'll be covering that one on the Flash Score Network. We'll be live English audio. There's a through ball here into the box, the right half space. The shot was put towards the goalkeeper, but it was blocked. Krojek trying to make a nuisance of himself. It is route 1 on this occasion, and Dicker couldn't get there. Was well headed forward and then put to his convenience to slot that on the right boot, but it was good defending. And Mancini and Spinazzola holding firm for now. So Bayer Leverkusen have it from the corner. It's all the way back to halfway. As I was saying, it's just all about making sure Roma don't have any good chances. Roma have to come at them, so it should be a gripping contest. They're compelled to go for it. And under De Rossi, they actually have. They've only lost 4 times under him. Drawn 5 and won 13 since he's taken over. Decent record, just under 60% win ratio for Xabi Alonso. He's been at the helm just under 90 games, 57 wins, 18 draws, just 10 losses, but none of those this season. They will take on the outfit from Kaiserslautern on the 25th of May for the DFB Pokal final, the German Cup. Got a chance to win this one. Who will they be playing if they get through? We'll know a little bit later. Atalanta Marseille is just balanced at the moment. This one not, but a goal from Roma would open up the door, at least to a few nerves. On the other hand, if they go 3-0 down, you would say it's time to shut the gate. Maybe think about this Sunday's game against Atalanta. Out to the left now is by Leverkusen, offside down there. Grimaldo, Palacios and Hincapié working that left touchline. Xhaka in the middle, 31 years old, is the Swiss, former Arsenal man, 7 years there in London, 3 goals in the Bundesliga at the Gevis Stadium. Atalanta hosting Marseille. At the moment, that is deadlocked at 1-1 on aggregate. 0-0 on the night, just 5 minutes in. Running out to the left foot, long-range effort. De Rossi wants to see some better ball progression down the pitch, because that was given away. It was way too easy. Grimaldo, Xhaka, real danger men. They've got so much on the bench. The opulence is there. 10 minutes in now. And it is 0-0. Roma searching for a couple of goals. Angelino back to Ndicka. Now the high press comes. There's Hoffman coming forward. Adli playing on the right side. Equal interchange with Hoffman. He was in his first year since leaving Mönchengladbach. 10 million euros it cost at the age of 31. So it's quite a big figure for a 31-year-old in the Bundesliga or in any league apart from the Premier League. Now Pellegrini, the captain, back to Ndicka. Nothing doing down the middle, so Sevilla comes into it. The Ivorian defender has a little scare when he went down against Udinese in the Serie A. Abandoned the match, or they paused it, didn't they? They came back and played it a couple of weeks ago. Roma getting a very late winner. They restarted it from the 72nd minute. They won it in the 95th. Pedro Cannavaro's first game in charge, unfortunately for him, but they redeemed themselves with a couple of draws since Udinese, a couple of precious points. They're still in the drop zone. Cannavaro getting a draw against his former club as a player. Napoli in the weekend, very, very late goal, so a bit of retribution. And now Bayer can come down the left flank. That is a superb ball. That will be held up by Hlojek once more. He wants to run at the man, which is Mancini. Takes it on the angle, hit the shot, again blocked. He goes down the angle quite rapidly. Now it's back with Palacios. Out to the left again. Looking for a way through. They want to entertain, not just win, but also entertain. There's a fair bit of the Napoli feel about Leverkusen. They've got their big Nigerian also with Boniface. 30 yards out instead of going for the curler. Leverkusen player loses his footing. And again, Xhaka, Boniface, it's Palacios, and now Pellegrini. Asking a little bit of Angelino. Came through in January from Galatasaray on the spin now. It was beautifully done by Xhaka. Still 30 yards away. Looking for the space to shoot here. It was good closing down in the end. Grimaldo will chase out to the left touchline. Take it back for Hincapie. Inside is Tar. 10th appearance for him. Captain looking to get a treble. Leads the company's 11 to something glorious. Taking the glory from Bayern Munich, who were knocked out last night. We brought you that game also. Very late win for Joselu and Real Madrid, and Ancelotti returned to the bench and found the answers. Can Roma do that? Ndicka. 13th minute, still 0-0. Talk about knocking balls into the box if they can. De Rossi preferring not to play Dybala from the start, as Lukaku remains central. Asmun next to him. Now a long ball is Angelino, the number 69, headed it forward. Spinazzola is overlapping, but that's well retrieved. As Tapsoba from Burkina Faso, 2 goals in this tournament. Tries to chip it away, wins a throw in the right back pocket. Well done by Leverkusen. They look a solid outfit. We're very well organised. Something extraordinary in this part of the world. They're in the very west of Germany. Around that Dusseldorf area. If you look up the map, the Bay Arena. Dortmund not too far away. St. Duisburg and Bonn, the former capital. As they switch play, it'll be picked up by Grimaldo. Spaniards, first year in his free transfer from Benfica. Trying to win it back though. Ndicka, simple pass forward. Still on the halfway line. Sent out to the left where Angelino waits with Spinazzola. It's interesting from De Rossi. He's chosen 2 left-sided defenders. Not sure if that's through necessity or something just to put the doubt in Xabi Alonso's mind. It's Pellegrini again, allowed to carry the ball. He'll go through towards Asmun. A little bit too much zip behind that, all the way through to Kova, the keeper. His first year since joining from Sparta Prague. Also, project up forward, former Sparta player, 13 million euro signing. He's only 21. Kova is 23, so there's Czech feel about this Bayer side, especially tonight. Both of them starting. As we go to the fire squad, look up some stats. 70% of the ball with Roma. It's now down to 60. It's been readjusted. 0.26 is the XG for them. It's 0.03 in the first leg. Last time they played, you can see that on the head-to-heads. Scroll down and you will find Roma 0, Bayer Leverkusen 2. Florian Wirtz with a goal in the 28th minute, and it was Andrik in the 73rd. Neither of those are starting as they come forward again down the left. Good surge of pace towards Slojek. Also Hoffman waiting. Frimpong out the right side. It was well done by Hincapié. Now they've got some space to shoot. Good save from Svilar. Pushes it straight back out away from the goal. Picked up again as Hoffman and Xhaka with Tapsoba. They found a good square ball. This will release Hincapié to strike that one and goes well over the top. It's a disappointing finish, but it is exciting football from the home side, and just, the way that they found an angle, the only way to get the shot was to put it straight at the keeper from the number 25, Ezequiel Palacios. 5th year since leaving River Plate. Hasn't scored in this tournament. Has 1 assist. So now it's Mancini. They come down the right side. Haven't seen too much of that. Asmun located there with Cristante. So the Iranian is on loan from Bayer Leverkusen. Very familiar with this area of the world. Is now Spinazzola. Good ball. Player goes down. It was Asmun himself who gets the all okay from De Rossi to get a start here. Has started a few games under De Rossi. Does like Sada Asmun as a player. Still yet to get a goal. And not so in Serie A though. Pellegrini put to the ground, and it's a free kick going the other way actually. No, he's just missed it. Kova will roll it out towards Frimpong. Tapsoba. Again, Frimpong pushed up high. Tapsoba meddling with the Roma midfield. He'll win it back. Well done by Ndika. Finds Mancini. He needs some set pieces to get him within distance of goal. Get him 6 to 8 yards out. He's quite good with a vertical leap. Good strength if they can win a corner. Sada Asmun, 29 years old, has 3 Serie A goals. He scored 4 for Leverkusen last season under Alonso. He played 31 times in the Bundesliga for Leverkusen. Before that was with Zenit and Rubin Kazan. FK Rostov, all up in Russia. Again, this is Paredes coming forward with a bit of pace to find El Shaarawy out the right. Good square up, well played away by Tar. Flow in Roma, right side, 19th minute, 0-0. Just a quick score check out the other side. It is Atalanta 0, Marseille 0. So at the moment that one's going to extra time unless someone scored, but there's a long, long way to go, as there is here. Roma haven't found any clear-cut chances apart from Lukaku getting in behind the last defender, but the keeper saved the day for Leverkusen. Would have been a very, very early goal. It's Frimpong. Spinazzola's down. He wants a free kick. He's asking the linesman, and Ndika has to sort things out at the back. Clears it behind for a corner. Now they all come towards Frimpong. There's push and shove now. Pellegrini is infuriated here. I've never seen him react like that. The way he's pushed Frimpong, who could have easily just fallen on his backside to accentuate things. Spinazzola is still down. Hopefully this isn't a serious injury for him. We saw it at Euro 2020. 3 years on, here he is on the ground once more. Now, Pellegrini saying you should have played that out, Jeremy Frimpong. Still they're arguing. Players stop. 20th minute. Referee Mac Elliott comes over. Needs to have a chat with Asmund. Who's he going to show the card to? You would think there would be one in this as Alonso and De Rossi having a chat with the fourth official. Tensions boiling over. More from frustration from Pellegrini. He wants a response, and now it's Mancini that's shown a yellow. Same with Tapsoba. Those two weren't even involved. So Spinazzola put his hand up, wanted the ball played out. Frimpong said no thank you, and he went accelerated in fact down that right wing. I guess he has every right to do so. Ball has to be out of play. Then De Rossi and Alonso have given each other a little hug and said, I think we need to calm this down. And I think the referee was appreciative of that. Before that was Pellegrini with a header. No, not threatening enough to beat Kova. There's a few travelling Roma supporters here. They're keeping the faith. Heartbreak last season to get all the way to the final and go out the way they did. As Spinazzola comes to the bench, his night is over. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Zalewski comes in. That is the first change of the second leg here. So where does Zalewski go? By the look of things, Spinazzola was playing at left central defence. So we're back underway. Leverkusen are going to have a corner from that, and they get it all the way to the back post from the right to the left, and it's fizzled away. No one got a touch on that, I don't think. It might have been Tapsoba if it glanced off the top of his head. Tapsoba is on a yellow, as is it's Mancini. Good ball played out of the back by Svilar, and forward comes Angelino. Lukaku holds it up. Back it goes for Pellegrini, the captain, as a diagonal option. Out to the right side, he's sent to field, draws in two players. Cristante was slow. Now it's Mancini who came forward, and Leverkusen have played it out, so Roma throw. 23rd minute of the game. Zalewski is the first change of it. So he wears number 59. Polish, versatile kind of player. At just the age of 22, he's come through under Mourinho's reign. And 21 appearances and 1 assist in Serie A. Long ball, Roma, well done by Tar. Tapsoba's there. He nearly lost out to Asmund, who was trying to pick his pocket. Away comes Xhaka. Down the middle with Logic. Now they start to spread for him. The check goes out towards Hoffman. Back into Logic. Big chance. And somehow it's gone to the right of the goal. It was a goal-saving tackle to deny Adam Logic, who has scored twice in the Europa League this season. And overcame. There's the final. That's Mancini. It's come off Mancini and then gone away. So that will give Roma a bit more hope. Bayer fans cannot believe that didn't get toe-po-toe. Another corner for them. It'll be the left-sided player is Grimaldo. Swing is towards Villa, the Roma keeper. Goes short though. Back for Grimaldo. Gets closer to the box, and it's towards the 6-yard line. They can repel for now. The Giallorossi. Other Bayer player goes down 40 yards away. Free kick for them. And that is a little bit of argy-bargy, you could call that at the very least, as Palacios cops one to the neck by the look of it. That's what he's holding. So a chance from a set piece here for Bayer Leverkusen. First change of the game. Spinazzola out injured. Zalewski comes on. So all up, it's his 22nd appearance in the Europa League. He has 7 more in the Conference League, back when Roma won it. About 35 yards out, directly in front. It'll be smashed towards goal. That come off the bar. Zvila got a hand to it. That dipped late. That was wonderful to watch off the boot as Lojek took the responsibility himself. And that went over the wall, and then that was a stunning way to dip the ball. Ronaldo-esque, you could say. Zvila got a hand to it and pushed it over. It might have come off the bar if it was untouched and bounced over by the look of that trajectory. So another corner for the home side. This time it'll be out on the left. It'll be Hoffman to swing it towards Villa. The pressure coming. It's overhit, and that will bounce out harmlessly. A valiant effort, though, from this Hincapie trying to keep it in, the Ecuadorian. Roma throw in their back left pocket. 26th minute. Alonso knows what he's up against. Means that Roma are quite resilient. Angelino goes with a throw. Goes about 25 yards. Comes off Lukaku's left thigh. By a throw. Right side for them, going from left to right. Squared up from... It's back to Tar. Tops over now at right back. Just for now, for this passage of play, is Roma trying just man-on-man marking. Be chipped away by Kovar. Again, well done by Hlojek. He came, touched it back, and then he turned. Hoffman also good, but here's Hincapie. Down the left side, right out to the wing now. Grimaldo. Good square ball. Telegraph pass. Cristante back to Zvila. A hurried clearance up to the halfway. Asmun in a tussle. Well done by Tar once more. Won the header, watched it. And Asmun had to watch it sail over his head. Palacios. Now Tar tops over to his right. Instead he goes short. Xhaka. Back to Hincapie. Doing a good job to keep this away from the La Lupa, they call him, the Wolf. There's a fire player down, clipped from behind. It's unnecessary, to say the least. As Paredes is going to go in the book here. Again, it's Palacios the target. I wonder if there's a few words out there between the two Argentines. Paredes technically in his third Roma stint. So his second yellow card of the game for Roma, third overall. 28th minute booking. Leandro Paredes, his 13th appearance, 3 assists in his comp this season. Former Juventus, PSG and Zenit. Now Mancini. Good chip and chase. Out from his back left pocket. Forward pass Angelino was chopped off by Hoffman. Angelino with a throw. Goes long. Frimpong got there. He was unmarked. Brought down calmly done by Xhaka. Now Hoffman out to the right. It's well done by Frimpong. A burst of pace. He was held back. Linesman flags. And this might be another card. This is Zalewski that gets one in the 29th minute. Is it starting to unravel for Roma? So Frimpong at right back. Interchanging with Adli down that right side, the former Toulouse player, third year for Adli. Set piece, Bayer out on the right wing. About 22 yards back from the goal line, about 4 in from the sideline. Hoffman to take. So goes low and square again. It's squared up. This shot comes. It's off the post. Surely needs to be tapped home. It is a goal-saving clearance from Evan and Dicker. Hands on heads in the black and reds. Nearly taking a 3-goal aggregate lead. Very, very nearly. They deserved a goal. Just can't find it. Denied by the woodwork. And Roma are living dangerously. In it comes again to the back post. It's deflected up and over by Gianluca Mancini's header. And that was just intelligent play. And it was always curling away after Palacios hit that from outside the box, dead centre in front of Zvilar, but he hit it on the right and it always curled out towards the left post. Now Zvilar got a touch on it onto the post, back to Zvilar's back, off his head, then onto the line, cleared away by Indica, no goal. Another corner for Dijvelself. Lukaku doing the defending. Tapsoba coming forward, lofty into the box. It's Villar that gets up high. So just looking at the stats now, Bayern in the ascendancy, a bit less of the ball, but doesn't matter. 9 goal attempts to 4 for them, and that's their 6th corner to 0. Roma need to just compose themselves. They are a good team, but Bayer Leverkusen are unbeaten in 2023-24, 48 games. Looking to make it 49. Mancini got a ball in low from the right wing, an overlapping run. Kovar got it. So it took a touch on the way through, but it was never dangerous enough for Roma to construct something. Now ball through was Ronaldo, fed it through for Adli. High, up and under, away to halfway as Lukaku got there first. Asman was wrong-footed. Very nearly got us. Tapsoba works it out with Palacios and Xhaka. Definitely they've gone into this match as quick as they needed to by Leverkusen. Half an hour gone. 0-0. 2-0 on aggregate for them. Looks like we'll have at least 2 German sides in the final. That is a fingertip save. Coming in from the right wing. Frimpong put it onto his left from 20 yards. Has hit that outside the right post. And it was harrowing towards, wouldn't say the top left corner, but up around there. Miles Villa with a goal-saving touch on that one. So another corner, 7th of the game for Bayer as they start to turn the screw. Hoffman to take. He's got the option short. They will go there. Grimaldo back for Hoffman. Touch inside. The work out for Azmoun. Needs the help of El Shaarawy. Can't make the option out to the left wing, and Roma lose it immediately. Outnumbered. They were hunting in packs by Leverkusen. So a slow transition as they look for their formation to retake shape. It's like watching Terminator 2. It's carved up into bits and then reforms. That was what it was like to look at Xabi Alonso's team then, and just nowhere to be. Square ball as the play finds its way out to Hincapie. Xhaka coming deep, cross for Frimpong, trying to lure in El Shaarawy. Now Frimpong takes on the player. He's outdone Zalewski, who's on a yellow, doesn't want to commit. Angelino double back. Took a touch off the Spaniard. Frimpong, Hoffman. Inside the box, it's squared up again. It's Palacios and Xhaka. He's shot. Double block by Mancini and Cristante. Roma were a bit better than this at the Olimpico. They were unlucky to lose by 2 goals, but they weren't organised and responsible enough. Bayer Leverkusen don't need a second invitation. They will take it. It's on offer. Wirtz and Andrik with the goals. Frimpong again to his feet, up against Zalewski. The ball to Frimpong, zips that across. El Shaarawy at right back. They cannot find a way out. They are hemmed in. Beautifully done by Hincapie. The midfielder Bayer Leverkusen has Roma's measure. Pellegrini needs to do something. Player goes down. Referee looks at it, says play on. Wasn't enough in it to give a penalty. I'm sure Hawkeye crew and VAR will be looking at this. If there's any advice need to be given to referee Danny Maka-Elliott. Tapsoba still in the attacking half. working away frantically to make options for each other, and that's how you win games in the Bundesligas. Now Pellegrini out at left mezzala, they call that in Italian, left midfield, in the three-man midfield. Lukaku looks up, the former Inter man, and well intercepted just at the last moment with Xhaka getting back. And again, in that right back pocket, using his body well to shield the ball away. They find options everywhere they look. Sweeping move from Capia. Can carry it 25 yards and move it on. Plojek, 30 yards and closing for Frimpong on the angle, needs to hit it. And again, good blocking by Angelino. Svilla not called upon this time. Zalewski's been pulled over. Linesman had a look at it, said there was nothing in it. 36th minute, Roma are lucky not to have conceded. It is 0-0. Let's check in on Atalanta. It is 1-0 for the Italians over Marseille. Ademola Lookman with the goal. We've also got some Conference League tonight. It's Olympiacos 1, Aston Villa 0. That's a 3-goal lead now on aggregate to the Greeks. That's what Bayer want here. And they might just get it if Roma switch off for a moment. They'll have to stay on just to keep in this at 0-0. Pro for Bayer on the left side. A 3-on-1, they win it back off Lojek, and Zvila doesn't want to think about it for too long. Smacks it 60 yards. Asmun tried to crumb the ball off Lukaku's head, but it's a cross for Tapsoba. The goal from Olympiacos. El Kabi, of course it's him. Did all the damage in that first leg at Villa Park. Cross coming from the right from Frimpong. There for Lojek, trying to barge his way past Indika. Held his ground. And Roma at times look all at sea, and then just out of nowhere, an extra body in a white shirt just rolls up at the right time. A splendid performance from Bayer. 30 yards away, still cooking down the right wing. It'll be a pot shot, and it's flashed across as Hoffman went for glory from a fair distance out on an angle, say about 22 yards back from the goal line, about 10 away from the right post. What a night for Ayoub El Kabi, the Moroccan striker. Hat-trick last week at Villa Park, and now a goal at home for Olympiacos. Here, Lukaku with an early chance. Good save from Kovar. And then it was Palacios striking the post. And also Indika clearing off the line from another occasion. Plojek has been dangerous. To head into the 38th minute. Europa League, second leg of the semi-final. Bayer on course. And it looks as though they'll be meeting Atalanta, Gasparini's side, unless Marseille can do something and get one at Gevis Stadium. Good forward play. Leverkusen out to the left once more. Referee just getting out of the way at the last moment there as a good cross comes in, shipped away by Zalewski. Roma pushing up. Zalewski keeping everyone on side for now. They will come down that flank. As Adli, Frimpong. Good ball in for Plojek. Needs to hit it first time. Did. Mancini got his boot in the way. It bounces towards that right wing again. They are holding on. And Bayer with all the ball. Roma have taken a back seat here to low block. And they've got everyone defending except for Lukaku, who's just outside the box. Good ball towards Grimaldo. Chance here for Frimpong. Had it taken away. They're asking for a handball here, Roma. And Zvila makes a double save. It's no goal. And we'll see on the replay if it did go in the back of the net, if it would have counted. Grimaldo made the run into that left half space. And then it was Indika claiming that Frimpong handled the ball. Lojek on the volley, on the follow-up. Good dexterity from the Czech striker. But it is Miles Villa who has so far been the saviour for AS Roma. to find a way through towards Kovar's goal. They're going to get back in this one. They're being suffocated here again. It's one high. Bayer displaying why they're so good. They've won it just outside the box. They need to punish Roma. That's what they need to do to get their authority here. It's Hoffman. And again, Angelino slid at the perfect moment. He'll take the throw out the right wing. 20 yards back from the corner flag. Frimpong squares it up. There's so much space here. Not just between the lines, but across the pitch. And Lukaku is sent forward in a foot race. And Hincapie put his left boot to it, sprayed it across the touchline. Into the attacking half, Roma, first time in a while. 2-0 on aggregate, Leverkusen leading Roma, 0-0 on the night. 4 yellow cards in total, 1 for Tapsoba, then 3 for Roma players, Mancini, Paredes and Zalewski. Again, we'll go through the starting lineups. It was Spinazzola at left back, Indica and Mancini. Spinazzola went off injured. Zalewski took his place. Angelino, Cristante, Paredes, Pellegrini, El Shaarawy, Lukaku and Azmoun. The away Italians. At home, it's Kovar in goal. There's Angelino. Sweeps a ball in. Lukaku rose high. Got his head to it above Hincapie, but it goes off the Belgian and out for what looks like a corner. What's the referee said here? Was Lukaku impeded? Is this a penalty? What is going on? Was there enough for that? They're saying that maybe it's Jonathan Tah that's pulled the shirt here. Good ball in from Angelino. It was Tah on Azmoun, has pulled him down, and then Lukaku got his head to it. Right on the penalty spot as well, where he was pulled down. And they get a kick from that very location just before the half-time whistle is going to be blown by referee Makelia. De Rossi's side has a chance. Who can step up? He would love to see Paulo Dybala out there, but he's on the bench. Kovar, pending a VAR intervention, is going to have to try and save this. Paredes wants his penalty. It might be Lukaku to hit it. It's a confident approach from Leandro Paredes. Palacios and Paredes have already gone at it. Palacios has hit the post. What can Paredes do? He places it on the spot into the 43rd minute. Roma fans with their hands on their faces here at the Bay Arena. A chance against the run of play. They hadn't been forward for a while. In from the left, Angelino sent the ball in. Azmoun brought down by the captain, Jonathan Tah. And Paredes now with an opportunity, a golden one for the Giallorossi as he steps in and makes no mistake. Clinical, straight down the middle of the goal. It is Leverkusen 0, Roma 1, and we are back underway with the real contest. Leandro Paredes with what is his first goal of the Europa League for this season. Gets Roma back within arm's length, and that was dispatched with a little bit of frustration in that kick. You can see right foot straight down the middle, about chest height, but Kovar dived. If you're looking at the goal, he dives to the left of the goal, or to his right, and Paredes immediately hit it that hard that it bounced off the back of the net and straight to it. The Roma fans ecstatic here. Xabi Alonso, one finger on each side of his temples. He's asking them to put their thinking caps back on, see out the first half without conceding. Roma with an incentive now. They hadn't done much in the first half, but they lead. Is there a way out for them? I don't think Leverkusen would care if they lost this match as long as they got through to the final. Their streak would be over. I'm not sure if Roma's good enough to block out a side in this kind of form for the entirety of a game. But Jonathan Tah went into the book for the shirt tug on Azmoun. Now they'll go route one. It's man on man there. Header forward from Zalewski. Goes back to Frimpong. Well, now there's a loose ball picked up, and El Shaarawy will put it forward towards Lukaku down the right wing. Up against Hincapie. It's an interesting battle ensuing there. First time ball into the middle, and Azmoun flung out his left boot. It's gone over the crossbar from, I'd say, 6 yards. Did it come off Tapsoba? Roma might have a set piece. In the 45th minute, it did come off Tapsoba. It came in with so much venom. A curling, gorgeous delivery in. Roma have come towards the end of this half and taken the game to Bayer Leverkusen. Before that, the home side did deserve a goal. Very nearly got one. Roma awarded a spot kick. They've taken that and converted it into a goal. Now Kovar comes from the corner on the left side and pushes it away. It'll be a throw out the other. Just needs to hold his nerve, as does Jonathan Tah. Needs to regroup. It was his challenge that gives away the penalty. A bit erratic at times. We've seen Gianluca Mancini. He's known for giving away penalties. We've got 4 minutes of first half stoppages with Roma having a real go before the half. Long throw. Cristante got there. Then Tapsoba. There's a free kick going by his way to get them out of a bit of strife. A little bit reckless from Tah on Asmun and Paredes. And he has gone for the simple solution, straight down the guts of the goal. And Jonathan Tah's very apologetic look, a bit of anguish. It's the right to face Atalanta or Marseille in the final in Dublin on May 22nd. Be a busy week if Bayer can get there, because they would play Kaiserslautern straight after that for a chance to win a treble. That's assuming they win in Dublin. Good ball from Pellegrini. Long range strike here, and it's blocked. Roma are coming. So El Shaarawy trying to show what he's made of. He's a creative finisher. Usually scores spectacular goals or none at all. It's Pellegrini plays it back for. It's up for Paredes. It's a nothing ball over the head of Lukaku. Second minute of stoppages of 4. De Rossi wants a bit more calm by his hand actions there. Italians can get quite animated, I can assure you. But a quality first half of football. Roma are back in this. Many thought that Roma could have ended Leverkusen's run at the Olimpico. That wasn't to be. They do have a couple of cards to be played in the second half. Will Florian Wirtz make an appearance? He's on the bench, as is Boniface. Project doing a fine job up forward. They've been crisp, especially across lateral spaces. And here he comes again. Project into the left half space, up against Ndika. Held his hands back behind and finds Mancini. A measured ball forward. Lukaku couldn't work things out, and then he can hack it away. Asmun in a foot race here with Hincapie. The Iranian got there off the Ecuadorian though, and might be a Bayer throw. What the referees say. Or was Asmun offside in the lead up to this? 90 seconds to go in the half. Roma would be ecstatic with the result thus far. A delighted De Rossi in the dressing room. But can they go on and finish this? They need one more just to get it to extra time. Mercurial season from Bayer Leverkusen. Tempo of the game has been with them, I'd say, for a good 80% of it. Unlucky not to find a goal before Roma got their penalty. These sides meeting last season at the same stage. Roma getting through 1-0 on aggregate. Chip ball out from the back. It was Eduardo Bove also with the goal that the difference maker in that. Right to left. Long ball from Tapsoba down the left wing towards Lojek. Repelled for the moment, but picked up again by the black and reds. Lojek could dabble forward. He lost his footing, was hit from behind, but already lost possession. Referee Makarius says play on. They win it back again. This is a good start from them. Bright in the first 30 seconds. Tapsoba allowed to run it forward down the right flank for Frimpong. Adli, the inside option. Getting forward is Xhaka. Frimpong now for Palacios. Xhaka 30 yards away. Up for Hincapie. Now Grimaldo. They're trying to team up. The Ecuadorian into the middle away from Mancini. But he kept in by Zalewski. Has been put to the right side of the defence. We're going to check to see if there's any changes at the half-time break. A minute gone. Still Leverkusen trailing by a goal to nil, but leading 2-1 on aggregate. The other side of the draw is Atalanta leading Marseille on aggregate by 2-1. Lookman with a goal. That is in Italy. Atalanta home match. Roma will play them next. This is wonderful from Leverkusen. They deserve a goal. They can't get it from Grimaldo's cutback. Again, Roma get bodies in the way, and it's Lukaku and Asmun. The duo up forward, out-muscled. Well done by Hincapie. Asmun went to the ground as he did when they won the penalty. Paredes dispatched that at the end of the first half. Very nearly scored again if it wasn't for Tapsoba's clearance over the bar. But in saying that, looking at the stats, as Leverkusen picking a way through, just wriggling through every time. Now Grimaldo doesn't cross. That's for Hincapie. Back in, it's Lojek coming deep. Topo got out towards Tapsoba. Good pass forward down the right wing. Frimpong delicately trying to chip that through. Comes off Pellegrini. Had that first change of the game in the first half. It was Spinazzola going off injured, and then Zalewski came on, got an almost instantaneous yellow card. Atalanta have gone 2-0 ahead over Marseille. Max Ruggeri to make it 2-0 at the Gewiss Stadium. So Bayer with a corner from the right side. Aston Villa still trailing Olympiacos 1-0. So 5-3 on aggregate for the Greeks over Villa. For now it's Grimaldo. This all curl towards Svilar. Managed to keep this through Tar. Back it's chipped over to the right wing there. Mancini waits. He headers it forward. Well done by Zalewski. Back to the defence. Now it's Lukaku. They need to get a good ball forward down from Mancini. It'll bounce all the way over to El Shaarawy. Angelino managed to go the width of the field and the length of it, and then back to halfway. Roma going from left to right. They're in their away strip. White shirts, white shorts, white socks. Who will make the first move in the second half? Leverkusen winning 2-1 on aggregate, but overall 4 yellow cards in the first half for Roma, 2 for Bayer, as Roma coming down through Cristante, out the right wing. Zalewski can use Mancini if he wants, gets it back in towards Cristante, can shoot and make it 2-0. No, it's gone straight to the keeper, couldn't drag it away to open up the space and the angle. But Brian Cristante with a glorious chance that has struck Tar on the way through. No, it's struck Hincapie on the way through. And that's what's taken a bit of the heat off the shot from Cristante. Good score against Brighton. Roma to get here. Had to take down Brighton 4-1 on aggregate. Long ball for Bayer. It's a foot race between Indica, who headers it back for Svilar. Under real pressure from Adli. It's a very, very quick player, Amina Adli. 23-year-old Moroccan. His countryman's been scoring goals in the Conference League against Aston Villa. 1 goal and 2 assists in the Europa League for Adli. His namesake with AC Milan, no longer in the Europa League, knocked out by Roma on the way here. This is well done from Bayer. They went it up high and they have a box midfield coming forward. It's worked out by Cristante. Lukaku coming. First time ball. That was magnificent. Kept in by Zalewski. This ball back inside was picked up by Grimaldo. Tar will restart. 51st minute. Leverkusen, they can lose and still go through. Over Villa. For now it's Grimaldo. This all curl towards Svilar. Managed to keep this through Tar. Gave away the penalty on Asman. Wins a corner. That was expertly done, but he was offside. Napoli. That was a stoppage time, or nearly stoppage time, goal from Abraham to get the point for Roma. Just restrict Napoli as well. Napoli still had a chance to overtake Roma back then. 3 games to go in Serie A. Not so in the Bundesliga. Just a couple of games left. Bayer will take on Bochum and Augsburg. The last game on May 18th, and then it's possibly a trip to Dublin. The Europa League final, then it will be the final in the DFB Pokal against Kaiserslautern, former German champions. Leverkusen now are German champions. They've never won the Europa League since it's been reformed, as the ball was put through vertically for Hoffmann, who couldn't keep it from going out. Just looking at the history for European competitions between these two sides, Roma have won the Conference League, twice runners-up in this competition, 1991 and 2023. Also runners-up in the Champions League, 1984. As Roma play it out from the back to the left side. It's a high challenge on Angelino. It's come off the Spanish left back. It'll be a Bayer throw. Now for Bayer Leverkusen, they've won one German Cup back in 1993, but in Europe, it's the Europa League. Back then it was called the UEFA Cup, 1987-88. is what this competition is now. But back then it was knockouts all the way through at that level of competition. Not the champions. And Frimpong squares this up to the penalty spot. Flojek was hoping it would make its way through. Cleared away, but they still find space. And the shot! And it's just wide to the right from Adli. That was super quick thinking from him. Good stop as well. He was 22 yards in line with the right post. And has fired that about a foot wide. Maybe a little less than that. Under the legs of Ndicka. Leverkusen also runners-up in the Champions League 2002. So one time each to be runners-up in the ultimate competition. As Roma putting in some staunch defending. They've been quite good not to concede. Some of it's been through luck. Good double save from Zvilla on one occasion. Definitely is the number one in terms of first-choice goalkeepers now. He's taken that tag away from Rui Patricio. Angelino squares it up. Here comes Paredes, the goal scorer. From the spot though, first goal in this competition this season. Lukaku couldn't be located. That's a wasted pass out to the right wing for Leverkusen on the counter-attack from Xhaka. Disappointed with himself and should be. Former Arsenal man, 10th appearance with 1 assist in the Europa League. 3 goals in the Bundesliga. Started off with Basel into Mönchengladbach. So Angelino with a throw, 10 minutes into the second half. Roma chasing one more goal to take this to extra time. Can they do it? They've got the ball out to Zalewski. Lukaku's good in the air. He doesn't go with a cross. He wants to cut this back or win a corner. Still going. And he put the pass back for Cristante. Good shepherding off the ball from Mancini to deny Flojek from picking that up. Everyone back for Leverkusen. Mancini tries the cross to Lukaku's foot, then back out of the box. Picked up by Paredes. This time they'll try something out the left, where Angelino waits with El Shaarawy. On the halfway line, Ndicka. Good ball. That's unlocked Cristante on an angle. Ajmun now, 25 yards away, goes for the goal. Good save. Spilled it though. Picked up and put away by Hincapié. And Mancini will get Roma launching once more. Ndicka. Slow, patient build-up, you would call this. He's trying to be smart. Nothing world-class about Roma. Good play for Bayer, despite not finding a goal in that first half. Chip ball forward. Hassan won't get there. Kovar will. He'll roll it out to Tapsoba. It's been unrelenting from Bayer despite their failure to find the back of the net. How long will it take them as Frimpong hits the accelerator up against El Shaarawy on the right wing, just outside the box. It was well done by Paredes, Cristante, Mancini. There's a long ball. Lukaku trying to use his big frame. He's outdone by Hincapié. It's a good battle between those two. So no cards so far in the second half. 12 minutes gone. A lateral ball for Bayer. He's got a player hanging off another. That's a poor finish from it's Adli on the left boot. But this time in line with the left post. He did snatch at it. Asmun just a couple of minutes ago tested Kovar from about 20 yards, and now they'll come down the left flank. Roma looking for the goal. Oh, it's a good save again from Kovar. Watched it all the way, got down very quickly to push it for a did well not to give away a corner. Out the right side for Zalewski. They are starting to ask questions of the Czech goalkeeper, that's for sure. Wirtz and Andrik with the first leg goals. Since then, Paredes has responded with a penalty. A throw now for Zalewski. It's long, dial it out. Thinking that he wasn't nervous. Hoffman from the edge of the 6-yard box on the right side, trying to tuck it under Zvila. Got down low, and then his left arm blocked the effort of the 31-year-old German. Just a minute before that, it was El Shaarawy put that from outside the left post, low, on an angle, trying to drive it into that bottom right corner. But Kovar, that was on target, and that was a beautiful save. Bay Arena being treated to a spectacle. It's been unrelenting by Roma in the second half. They know they have to push. Able-bodied, still staggering along despite the deficit of a goal. Just one goal. Let's check in on Marseille, who have a 2-goal deficit after drawing 1-1 at home. Ruggeri and Lukman for Atalanta, who look as though they're going to make a European final. It is massive news, because despite what you may believe about Atalanta, they're not a huge club. They always make a fist of it every season since Gasparini's arrived. Now it's Leverkusen, Xhaka, back from Hoffman. Palacios, Xhaka. Project comes back to goal. It's out for Xhaka to Grimaldo. Delicate chip. Back for Grimaldo. Blocks, and that's Pellegrini. Asmund sets off. Bayern locking them in here. A lateral run across the box. It's given away by Pellegrini. Needed to do better. Didn't have much option. Bayern are coming. They want the goal, and saved by Zvila. It was threaded underneath Ndicka from Project. They were up on their feet in the dugout for Bayern 0-4. And it's just a matter of time, you think. Half an hour to go. They trail by a goal, and they always find a way out of danger to keep that undefeated streak going. 48 games so far, and again Roma trying to build from the back from a short goal kick. Alonso's side have ended Munich's dominance of German football. They've won the Bundesliga, one game away from reaching a first European final in over 2 decades. Incredible run. The streak is already a record for a team in one of Europe's big 5 leagues. Now if they can keep it going for just 5 more games, then it could see them pull off arguably one of the greatest achievements in football history, an invincible treble. Title is wrapped up, German Cup and Europa League to add to their trophy cabinet. Everyone wants to beat them, winning in Italy in that first leg by 2-0. Wrap it up here. It was Lukaku. Oh, he put that back. It was blocked on the way through to goal. It was Pellegrini with his shot. Now it's Zalewski. Tries the cross, and again it is repelled. That's hit Grimaldo. So Zalewski with another attempted long throw, you would think. 62nd minute as they look for the equaliser in the tie overall. Big throw. This time it's nudged out. It's off by a defender for a corner. Good result for Roma. Set piece for them. Let's look at the stats. And there's a plethora of corners in the first half for Bayern. 6-3 now. Pellegrini has to send this in on the right boot from the right side. It'll curl away from Kovar to the near post, to the penalty spot, and then Bayern can break. Fizzled out, and they've got a line of 5. They've got numbers. If the stab from Angelino didn't work out to the right of the cross. Oh, that's a shocking finish from Hoffman. Roma players are saying that it should have been put out of play before that. But Hoffman has skied his effort. And I think Roma are trying to say it's hit an arm at the other end from the corner. What are they asking for? I think it's tenuous at best. No, it's hit the back, or did it hit the arm of... Let's see here from this angle. Ooh, I think they might have a case. You just never know. Hlojek's arm, it's hit his fist. And these things are so devastating, as De Rossi and Alonso again have a chat. A potential penalty check, which could go to Roma. Hlojek wouldn't have known the ball was coming at all, and his arm was kind of wrapped up towards his body, but his fist was out, and I think that's what it's hit. This would be devastating for Bayer because it's one of those crosses that comes in. There's a group of players, it hits the last one that can't see anything, and it's hit his fist. So a potential penalty review that Danny McElliott has gone over to have a look at. The VAR person is getting the screen up. He's having a bit of trouble there. The man from Hawkeye. Come on, you can get it up. Here it comes. Now the referee doesn't have to crouch down. Well done. The referee now has a full view of the screen. What is he going to say? Did that hit the fist? Not from that angle, he won't see it. He's seen it there, and I think he's going to give a penalty. So I think Roma will have another spot kick, but will be confirmed by the ref. Or was he being dragged? Referees said that he's had a good look, and he points to the spot. Roma will have another one to level this at 2-2. Will it be Paredes once more? It's gone to a virtual assistant referee who advised the ref, Danny McElliott, to come over and have a look. This is against Adam Projek for it's just hit his hand on the way through, and it's so disappointing to see those give it. But it is, this time it's down the other end, and Kovar dances around on the goal line, trying to get in the mind of Leandro Paredes. No Dybala out there remembering, otherwise he would be the number one candidate. What can Paredes do from here? Moves in, finds the bottom left corner, and he runs off to celebrate. Roma are back. It is 2-2 on aggregate, and they lead 2-0. Leverkusen aren't used to this. They could have got a goal to lead in this game at 0-0. They could have taken it out to 3-0 on aggregate, but they have conceded twice. 2 penalties for AS Roma. The Giallorossi are taking this to Xabi Alonso. He couldn't write this script. Leverkusen going to the Olimpico and getting 2 goals. Roma then coming to Bay Arena. Plojek, it's a little bit clumsy, but it is a penalty by the letter of the footballing laws. This time Kovar diving, if you're looking at the goal, to the right side, to his left, and Paredes picking out that bottom left corner. Jeez, he smashed that into the side netting, and that is a beautifully taken penalty. And they go to the corner flag where all the Roma fans that have made the trip, I'm sure there's a few Italians living in Germany here, and Villa has been so important. Now Leverkusen, what will they do? Next goal wins. 2 goals in 13 matches overall for Leandro Paredes. 3 assists, I should add, for him. His 3rd stint at Roma after leaving Juventus. Is there going to be 2 Italian teams in the final? Atalanta looking the goods to get through at 3-1 on aggregate there. Olympiacos still leading Villa by a goal to 0. So Dortmund, Real Madrid could be Atalanta, Bayer, Atalanta, Roma. Fiorentina making the final of the Conference League, and it looks like it will be Olympiacos, and that is going to take place in Athens, that final. I do believe it's not at the stadium of Olympiacos, so let's see how things go. There's a lot of drama around Europe, especially in footballing terms, as Bayer come down the right side. Good ball into the middle, to the mixer, I should say. As Villar came, player went down. Hoffman it was, who put his effort way over the top of goal at 1-0. Plojek puts it back, and what is Alonso going to do? He's got Wirtz on the bench. If he wants him, might just give this 11 a chance to pull a goal back and to get into the lead. It's pull a goal back to save themselves from losing and put an end to their winning streak. They were undefeated run. But I don't think they'll care about that. They want to get through to the final. Losing to Roma in the semi-final is nothing to be ashamed of at all, but they're just not used to leaving the pitch with a defeat by Leverkusen. That is testament to not just Xabi Alonso, but the whole squad in its entirety, as Hoffman went down quite easily, looking for a penalty the other way. As Victor Boniface the answer. But also warming up. Might be a change coming soon. Just the one so far. Zalewski in for the injured Spinazzola. That was in the 21st minute. Had 3 yellow cards before that, 3 after it, and a couple of penalties in that chronological order. So from the right, Adli with a throw. Back underway. Tapsoba in for Xhaka. Tapsoba. Roma not pushing, not being too greedy. Happy that they've got it back on terms. Can they get a winner inside 90? That would be something for the history books, something to tell your grandkids about as a Roma fan, if you are one. Tapsoba, good ball into the middle for Hlojek. Lost his footing, lost his balance. It's hacked away by Angelino. Out for a throw, right side, about 25 yards back from the corner flag. Astute defending from Roma. Just when Hlojek thinks he's going to be able to control and shoot on the turn, it's been getting closed down. Asmun looks like he's got a cramp in that right leg. He's getting treatment from some of his own teammates. Pellegrini and Ndika coming. Good to see Ndika back in competitive football after taking a knock against Udinese. It's like Eduardo Bove might be coming in. He was the winner, scored the winner. He's a winner. Got Roma to last season's final. And can they get there again? They're about to take Atalanta on Sunday night. We'll be bringing you that broadcast live on Flash Score. Will they meet them in the Europa League final, but in Dublin? Atalanta still leading by 2-0. Those goals, Lukman and Ruggeri. Not forgetting, we'll be bringing you standard rounds of live action and official Premier League broadcast. Bove is coming on his hand on the way through, and it's so disappointing to see those give it. But it is part of the law book. And again, the middle. As Bove is a central midfielder. We call him the wrecking ball. Down the right again. Bayer looking for a goal. Adli tried the cross, came back off Angelino. Bove wearing the number 52. Italian midfielder. He's rock solid in the middle of the pitch. On for Sada Asmun. He's had a reasonable game. Rossi just changing things up. Bove in for game number 12 this season. 1 goal. He scored 1 last year. They only played a couple of games in the Conference League season where they won. It's the only piece of European silverware. Here's a shot and it breaks kindly, and then it's put wide once more from the penalty spot. Good turn, and this time it was Hlojek, and that was a shot from 30 yards. Was it a shot, or was it just a direct pass in from Tar? Either way, that has just nipped to the right of goal, and Bayer fans, they're up on their feet. They want to see this. I don't care if they lose. They just want to go, get them through to Dublin. Patrick Schick is about to be introduced. Long ball down in the Bayer half. They've got a 2-on-1 up against Ndika, who got his foot in the way, put it out of play. Now we'll have the change. Former Serie A player. It's Patrick Schick. So Flojek off. Schick is on. One check for another. One of them's 21, going off for the 28-year-old version. Fourth year. Former Roma player comes in. Also formerly the sub. This competition's got 5 goals. Needs to be put home. It's an acrobatic clearance. And that was Frimpong getting the job done. Now they've got the overload here. If they can from 18 appearances. His best season was 24 back in 21-22. Out to the right side, they had that tilt. Going backwards though. Tar. Now it's with Hincapie. Grimaldo coming deep. Lukaku just patrolling. Now bringing Roma a long way forward, all the way back to the keeper. Kova trying to isolate Schick with Ndicka, who's given away a free kick. That's a good outcome for Bayern. They've worked it up to the left wing. Hincapie looks inbound. Xhaka spreads play out to the right where Frimpong can find Adli. Went for the cross. Won't work out. Tapsoba and Frimpong over there. Frimpong double teamed and gives away a cheap throw. Quarter of an hour to go in the 90. Are we going to extra time? Angelino and Bove doing the defensive duties over there. Quite rigid in the last 10 minutes since they've got back to 2-2 on aggregate. Now is a chance for Schick, who'll fire straight into Mancini. The bounce can end up with Hincapie, Grimaldo. Now Adli out the left wing, up against Mancini. Inside ball, into the box as well. Hoffman got a little push in the back from Bove, kept his footing. Back into the middle with Tar. Low block for Roma. Bayer penetrating. Somehow Roma's holding on. Bove has won a free kick. Player down. Might have been Pellegrini that got the hit. And immediately Ndicka was calling for the medical team to come out. It was Pellegrini and it was Tapsoba. Might have been just an awkward fall. And then a hit of the head on the ground from Pellegrini. Xabi Alonso is starting to show a few frustrations. Haven't seen him really get animated throughout the season, apart from celebrating. Positive result after positive result. Is this the one where it goes pear-shaped? Now, if you asked a Bayern fan what they prefer, they'd probably say that they want the Bundesliga. Long until we see €120 million man, Florian Wirtz. Will he get a few minutes before the 90's up if they need him? They're trying to get through without him, and also Boniface with some Schick introduced. Pellegrini's up and he's okay. Probably wanted some instructions. Got a big ice pack on the back of his head. Is it his time to come out? He's known for coming out before the end of the game. Bove and Zalewski in for Spinazzola and Azmoun. Spinazzola is a big loss. He's been in outstanding form since January. Trying to get back in Spalletti's side for the Euros. That will be contested in this very nation. Italy, the defending champions. England probably the favourites with France. Also Germany as the host nation. Portugal, Spain, then it may be Netherlands and Italy. Dark horses. It all depends on Gianluca Scamacca, doesn't it? He's been brilliant. 22 or so goal involvements as Lukaku still waiting up forward. No Dybala, no Wirtz so far. Coaches content with what they've got. Despite Roma leading, having scored in general play, 2 penalties have them back in this contest at 2-2. Down the right side, it's Frimpong. Now Tapsoba. Interesting setup. Line of 4, then 2, then a couple out wide for Bayer. On the left, it's Adli. Square ball. Inside for Hoffman. Needs some help. Palacios puts it forward. Hincapie with a good cross and the header. Oh, was met by... It's Frimpong who made the run in centrally. He's just overrun it. Came in with real whip on it. Inviting ball, and he's put that to the right of goal and a little high. Chris Smalling is about to come in. Might be a double change. Angelino coming off. So Smalling coming in, the Englishman. He's been with Roma quite a while. Also, it's a double English change. Angelino's been quite tenacious out there. Abraham also coming in. So De Rossi trying to win this in the last 10 minutes. Pellegrini is the other player coming off. Just ran out of gas. But now that is El Shaarawy, Lukaku and Abraham. Paredes, Bove, Cristante, Ndicka, Smalling, Mancini, Zalewski. And how are they going to work this? I'd say Cristante, Bove and Paredes in the middle. Chris Smalling and Ndicka might be the 2 central defenders as Hoffman comes out and Wirtz comes on. It's what everyone at the Bayer Arena wanted to see. Number 10. Can he work his magic as Abraham comes into the middle? Wanted to square that up for Lukaku. It was the wrong side of the defender. Away come Bayer on the counter. Will we see Dybala? Will they need it? Frimpong takes on the man, squares it up, and they have the numbers, Roma, to send it back for another corner. Shaarawy and Smalling were there to cover that angle, but Frimpong has shown just how lightning quick he is. He took on Ndicka, the Ivorian, and the Pharaoh, they call him. El Shaarawy, Egyptian heritage. The scoreboard yet. What is the referee going to do? De Rossi, stressed look on the Roma coach. Goes to the 4th official. Finally, the number 1 gets added on for Leverkusen. And they will obviously look at this. They are bouncing in the stands at the Bayer Arena. Back in front on aggregate. They won't care if they lose this 2-1 as long as they get through. Now Zvila, don't think he was impeded. If anything, it was Smalling in his way. Did Smalling get a shove from Schick? And then Mancini watched it go in. It was all in slow motion for the Roma defenders who couldn't do anything. No one on that back post. It's come off Mancini and in. Could be the knockout blow of one of their finest players of the season. And now we might see Paulo Dybala come in. From the kickoff, the goal stands. Nothing you can do. That's off Mancini. And 83rd minute response from a set piece. Can't say they haven't deserved a goal. Not sure if Roma have deserved 2, but they have 2 from the spots. And now they have to push numbers forward. And this is where Bayer can hurt them. Mancini fires a long ball in the direction of Abraham. Lukaku wasn't anywhere near it, and Bayer can come. And they come with those ladders. As well done by Xhaka to keep the ball down that right side. Tapsoba happy. Might go to his keeper. Kovar with a touch. What can Tammy Abraham do? 26-year-old Englishman coming in. Scored the equaliser against Napoli. Been out for a long time with an injury. Got injured on the last round of last season. 4th appearance in the Europa League this term. Scored once last season in this competition for Roma. That's what they need from him now. Coming down the right, it's Zalewski, pushed over to the right side of the pitch. It's one of his favourite positions. Right back, right wing. Florian Wirtz, 21-year-old German, has masterminded this Bundesliga title. 11 goals, 11 assists in that competition. He's 4-4, so a bit of numerology there as Roma have the ball on the halfway line. 5 minutes to go before added time. Smalling, his pass will end up with Mancini, who's at right back. He'll send it in long. El Shaarawy couldn't get anywhere near it. It goes over his head, and still leading 2-0, and we're in stoppages over there. Bayer with an all-important goal. They might have their unbeaten streak come to an end after 48 games, unless they find another one. Was it ever in doubt? Wirtz, square pass, Xhaka, Frimpong, edge of the box, looking for the equaliser. Not resting on their laurels. It's good save from Villar. Got his foot to that. Pounds it back over. Deep away from goal. Picked up again. Tapsoba. They come with a long-range effort. Go straight to the keeper from... It's Adli, who's been an interesting player up forward. Very, very lively. Hasn't got his radar on this evening. Oh, Villar nearly gave it away. A little bit clumsy at ground level. Composure from Paredes was required. Can they find something? Can they dig deep as Tapsoba and Frimpong on that right tilt once more? Schick all alone on the penalty spot up against Smalling and Mancini. Double team, they don't bother. They keep it with Wirtz. They want to win a set piece and chew up a few seconds off the clock, I'd say. Wirtz, lovely first touch. Back in for Xhaka. Back out to Wirtz on that right side. Stretching the play. Then back inside. They've got two there. Frimpong. Oh, that is a wonderful save by Villar. And then the acrobatic clearance. Still, it comes back, it ping-pongs back in. And unfortunately, Frimpong is offside. So, Villa losing by 2-0. Well, that is sensational. Hasn't got his radar on this evening. Oh, Villar nearly gave it away to Schick. A little bit clumsy in a home and away. That is quite incredible. And Roma coming through Ndicka. He's playing at left back. He's pushing up because they need a leveller on aggregate. They huffed and they puffed. They couldn't blow it down. Now El Shaarawy, fair distance away. Mancini made the run to the spot. It would have been offside by the look of it. Abraham, he kept on playing, but the flag is up. It's against Mancini, I think. At the wrong side of Nkapie. But down the other end, there's a counter-attack here. They could seal it. Another angle save. And that is massive. It's got to be yellow cards as Roma were looking to break away. Who is that against? Is it against Wirtz? No, it might be against Adli. Smalling, push and shove. Wirtz really getting in their faces. Just have to settle things down. Bayer don't want that. They don't want any cohesion. Nothing calm about this. Yellow card was shown. Changes comes Stanisic, the number 2, to come in for Jeremy Frimpong, who's been a miracle worker this evening. He's been putting doubt in the minds of his opponents all evening. I did see Stanisic on the touchline. But number 6. Yep, double change. Kusunu. Kusunu is 1. His pass will end up with Mancini. He's at right back. He'll send it in long. El Shaarawy couldn't get anywhere near it. It goes over his head, and it is the Germans with the throw and they're right back. 91st minute of the game. At this point, it is Leverkusen going through 3-2 on aggregate. A bit of revenge for last season. They went out by the solitary goal. They might get through with the same difference there. Odilon Kusunu is on. He's a defender. They're just looking to ensure that they have the numerical superiority. His third season with Bayern since leaving Club Brugge. Started off with Hammarby. 7 minutes of stoppages, so there is some hope for Roma. I'll try something. It was all hope. It goes directly out for a goal kick for Kovar. The second minute of 7. Kusunu is in for game number 8 in the Europa League. Xabi Alonso quite content to see this through. I guess without going too gung-ho, Bayer would love a goal just to take it to 49 games. Tap from Kovar down the right wing. That was pinpoint. Tapsoba took it down the line, and his lovely Xhaka Palacios out to the right wing once more. Frimpong's not there. Stanisic is. I've got numbers with Wirtz. First time touch from Schick. Controlling the tempo. That's what it's all about in these final vital moments. Who would you pick in a final on this performance? Atalanta and Bayern might be squaring off. I'd say 50-50. Can Atalanta step up? It's psychological, isn't it? But with a loss for Leverkusen, Atalanta might start believing. So Roma might do their countrymen a favour. The Wirtz gets a yellow card. So that's been confirmed from a couple of minutes ago. As Lukaku tries to cross this in, and Ndicka was waiting. So was Abraham. They've won a corner. Left side it's going to come in from. A set-piece opportunity. Can Roma strike back? Stanisic, the Croatian, first year since leaving Bayern Munich. He is a player that's on loan. What a season to be on loan at Bayer Leverkusen. And for game number 12, he's got 3 assists. 24 years old. Right, so no Dybala. It's coming towards the left post. Back out. Sent back in. Cristante waits. Little bounce for Paredes. 2 penalties to be proud of, regardless of the situation. And Abraham attacked the ball in from the right side. Smalling was there, and he's put it to the right of the right post. Delicate ball through. Paredes has Bove, and Smalling needed to put that on target. It was actually off a Bayern player, so Paredes will take a corner from the right. Cristante trying to shake his marker. The volley from the edge of the box. Looking for another penalty. I don't think they're going to get it, but Ndicka persevering. Xhaka's back there. They've given away a throw, though, into the 5th minute. Roma. Or was there an offside? I think that's going to go Bayer's way. So they can take it down quickly. They've got the numbers here. Keeper's off his line. Zvila. Oh, I think that's just clipped the outside of the post. Everyone on their feet once more. Schick from 30 yards. Realised Villar was off his line. They're going to send it back down the other way. They are living dangerously. La Lupa, La Magica. Would have been a magical comeback. Still time, 2.5 minutes. To the far left channel. Stanisic has to make the right decision. It's a 2-on-2. Abraham nearly won it back. There's players out of position left and right. And getting back, it was well done by Bove. Now Zalewski gets the throw. Cricket ball from Zvila. No one in front of Zalewski. Wirtz isn't bothering. Zalewski wins a throw. He can get these in long. We've seen them 2 or 3 times come in. As Hincapie takes up position on that right side as Schick belts it away to safety. And again, the foot race is on. Adli gets there first. 4 players back for Roma. Then the cavalry arrive. Wirtz just tapped it on. They'll take it out to the right wing foot. Xhaka. 90 seconds to hang on. Can they get an equaliser? Oh, that's poor from Abraham. He gives away a free kick. It was unnecessary. But again, it's in frustration, knowing that you're about to be eliminated. Bayer can take their time. Schick moments ago chipped it over the top of the keeper. Didn't hit the post. It was about half a metre to the left of goal. It was lovely to watch as Abraham has been pushed over. He's still down. Wants a free kick. Denied. Now down the right again. Here they come in. Xhaka, can they make it 2-2? They can, and they avoid the defeat. This is stunning. The final nail in the coffin from the substitute is Stanisic, who took it off his right onto his left, and they avoid defeat, which is just huge. Bayer Leverkusen are through to Dublin, through to the Europa League final in 2023-24. The Bayer Arena erupts, and Xabi Alonso, that's a proud look on the face of the coach. Roma were out to 2-0. They look good to win this. But somehow, as they always do, for the 49th time in a row, Bayer Leverkusen avoids defeats. And again, in stoppages. They love doing that. A commitment from the entire squad that has lasted from last season all the way through to this. They have been ambitious. Just so well set up, technically gifted. Exquisite football. Stanisic. It's, from what I can see on his stats on the Flash Score app, that is the first goal of his European career. 3 assists, and the man on loan from Bayern Munich came storming in from that right side into the half space. Went to the edge of, I'd say, about 9 yards away. And put it across Zvila into the bottom left corner. And Xabi Alonso, he is living a dream. Stanisic off to the races. They weren't going to stop him after scoring that one. And they were all on their feet to worship the substitute that comes on. 24-year-old Croatian. And now there's a few words on the touchline. De Rossi trying to sort things out. You need to go out gracefully. 2
you